Okay, so we got all the netting up. It was 2 packs of netting roughly. There's a bunch of scraps that we'll throw away. I don't think we're dry enough to mess into these steps yet, but I'll just swing by in the next coming weeks as soon as we have a week without rain, and then yeah, I'll knock it out. So what we did, it's hard to tell, I'm sure, but we went across from there. That's the great thing about this netting, is that you really have to look to see it unless you're standing against it. So we went under the window all the way across. You can kind of see that line, and then all the way up. And so it goes at an angle from the eave down, which is enough usually to keep the birds away. Usually just netting there. We don't like to leave it hanging, because if we do, we get a bird underneath it, and then you get a neighbor calling you that there's a bird dying in your net, and that's not good. We want to just make it so they fly up to it and say, ooh, and go away. So you can kind of see it, but I mean, it's hard to tell it's there. That's the great thing about this netting that we use. If you can kind of see it in there. Just mosquito netting style. We came around the corner. This is all netted too. You can kind of see some of the spots. So we're hoping though, in time, like maybe by the end of the summer, you can remove this stuff or have us come do it, and which will take a heck of a lot less time. And you end up in a place where the birds just know not to come around. So it comes all the way out. The only place we just can't get, so we've got staples here, 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 and then here and here, but there's a little hump right there that doesn't have a staple. But the chances of a bird flying down to that, crawling underneath it and going in, is, I've never seen anything like that, so we should be good. But yeah, I mean, there's no way unless we completely disassemble that, and then that have its own situation, and the next thing you know, you're like, wow, okay, it took them 8 hours, and it gets expensive. So we're pretty much, we're tying up, picking up all the scraps everywhere. So anyway, it came from here up, and then we made that corner up there on purpose. So we kind of cut that corner so that it stays away from the lights. We don't want them near the lights. We don't want any heat near those lights. We also made it so there's just one staple up there. So when you change those lights, all you have to do is basically pull one staple, and you can get in and change the lights and stuff, and then you can staple it back or tack it in with a nail. So we did make that somewhat easier to get to. So 6 hours and materials. Yeah, that was kind of a pain. It was actually pretty hard moving all the ladders around, but it is done, and you guys are protected from the birds of prey that are preying on your house. So thank you guys, and I'll send you this in a little bit. All right, bye.